Welcome back to the Retro Reserve, the channel where we go over everything fun, nostalgic, whether it be video games, whether it be CDs, music, action figures, toys, collectibles, all pop culture memorabilia that we love and make us feel like a kid again, experience that bit of magic in life. And in this video, we're going to be going through cards. Sports cards specifically. I bought a box of sports cards at a garage sale because it looked like there were some Star Wars cards mixed in. Now, they look like they're relatively old sports cards. I'm going to be going through them in this video, and you're going to be going along with me as we see what's in the box. I don't really know a lot about sports, to be completely honest, so I'm not going to really recognize any big players or rookie cards or things that are super, impressive that I should be excited for, if there even is anything like that in this box. I don't know yet. And I'd appreciate your input in the comments. At the end of this video, I'm going to try to add in a clip where after I've gone through and researched the cards that we do end up finding in the box, if there's anything special that I should be paying attention to, I'll try to add that in at the end so we have a little bit of a recap over what we found. But without further ado, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's go digging through some cards. And here we are. This is the box in question. So this is all of what I purchased. This whole box I ended up buying for $10. And you'll see, we've got baseball, basketball, but more importantly for my interests, we got old Star Wars cards. Now, I have no idea what condition these are going to be in, or again, if there's going to be anything super impressive or valuable, but we're going to go through and see what we find. So yeah, let's get right into it. I'm going to try to be as careful as I can with these cards, because I do know condition for any valuable cards is a really big deal. So I'm not going to like put on rubber gloves like some people do in certain unboxing videos, but I am going to genuinely try to be as careful as I can. But let's get right into this. So we've got some baseball cards, it looks like, to start. And I'm going to try to separate if I see any like obvious rookie cards, just because I know sometimes those can be valuable. And I'm also going to try to separate them by the sport. So I know that from first looks, we at least have baseball and basketball. But maybe there'll be football, maybe there'll be hockey. I don't really know. But yeah, like how old are these cards? How do you really tell? What does that say? Uh, 78, 79. So it looks like these are probably late 70s, which I feel like from my very, very incomplete knowledge of sports cards, anything like 90s or newer has a very low chance of being worth anything. I'm sure there's exceptions. Don't, yell at me in the comments, but I feel like for the most part, the 90s, they started mass producing these to an extreme level. Really trying not to ruin these at all. But I feel like some of the older ones, especially like 60s and 70s, have a chance of having some more valuable cards in there. Got the Phillies, the Indians, Tigers, the Rangers, more Phillies. And again, I'm going to try to go through these relatively quickly. That one's a little different. Maybe we'll put that aside to look at it since it's got like a signature kind of printed on it. Indians do, that one's got a little creased, so not all these are going to be amazing condition. Maybe none of them are amazing condition. I don't really know what qualifies as amazing condition for old cards. They're, for the most part, not super creased or anything. So I feel like these are not in horrible condition. The Dodgers, Astros. Yankees. There's a team I recognize a little bit more. And I'm assuming, like, do they just like label like rookie cards? Like, I know like this one down here is just kind of staring. It says like rookie second baseman. So I'm assuming rookie cards are going to be pretty, oh, like look at that, record breaker. Anything that's got like extra acknowledgments on it like that, I'm going to try to put aside to keep extra attention to. Giants. Okay, what do we got here? Ooh, okay, we've got some hockey now from the Canadiens. First team All-Star. And I swear, there's probably only like 2 or 3 names in all of like sports that I know. So I really don't think I'm going to recognize any of these players. It is very unlikely. Raiders. Oh. QB kicker. So is that quarterback then? So I'm guessing that's football. See, that's literally the extent of my knowledge. I'm not even sure if what sport some of these guys play. Okay, we've got Joe Morgan. More hockey. From the Kings. The Padres, second baseman. That one's a little more colorful. Cardinals. Bill Campbell, Red Sox. Ooh, what's that? Is this like one of those like promotional cards that they'd have where like every pack had one, then you put them together to make like a poster or something? That is what my unknowledgeable guess would be. I'm sure many of you are going to be screaming at your screens this entire time. And you know what? I apologize for any mistakes I make. Ooh, Nuggets. More basketball there. Or I say more. Is that our, that's besides for that, I think that's our first basketball card besides the obvious Lakers one. Most valuable players card there. 25 years. Maybe that's more special. I don't know. Padres. Okay, it's like a team photo for the White Sox. Ooh, okay, Star Wars cards. This is the kind of stuff I was excited for. So we got Han Solo. Ken Holtzman. I don't remember him being in Star Wars. Let's see. The Alien Visitors. What is this from? What is this even from? 1978, Columbia Pictures. I'm guessing these are cards from some Alien movie. Interesting. Oh, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Interesting. I did not know they made cards for that. Although I feel like they made cards for almost everything back in the day. So, back to some sports cards. Kirk Bowman. Now, if I see like a name like Mickey Mantle or something, which is probably the only one or like a Wayne Gretzky, I think those are the two names I know of cards that. Oh, say is it Sabres? Yeah, Buffalo Sabres. I'm in that general area, so Sabres are my hockey team. So got to represent. We actually did relatively well this year after a long drought, and I really think we should have won that game, though, because anyone that watched it, you know, there was literally basically a whistle that was blown too early, like seconds before we made, a goal that should have had us win that game. But we've got more Star Wars, the young Star Warrior. We've got the Giants. More Star Wars. Rebel pilot prepares for the raid. All right, then we've got Rangers. The White Sox. More hockey. Don Edwards. Second team All-Star. Let's see. The Reds. And more Star Wars. All right, let's tackle this thing in the middle. And again, I'm Trying not to have the corners like scrape against stuff. It's very hard because clearly this is just a random box of stuff. They didn't really have this all organized or well protected, which is weird because they actually had a big binder with like all the nice sleeves with all like that was filled with sports cards, but it was all like newer stuff within the last like 15 years or so. So I don't know why they had all of that in there and not, the actually really cool older stuff. Rookie catchers. I'm going to put that aside because rookies are mentioned. 79 prospects. Is that kind of like people that might be given a spot on one of the teams? Ooh, the rookie pitchers. Lead fireman. More rookie second baseman. Blue Jays. Red Sox. I'm not going to try to pronounce all these names because I'm going to butcher most of them, and then I'm going to butcher someone's favorite player, and they're going to get all annoyed at me. Like I said, this is... I could not be more ignorant of these cards. The Mariners. Earl Monroe for the Knicks. How cool would it be if there was like an early like LeBron James or Michael Jordan or Shaq or something like that in here? That'd be really cool. Just give me one name that I recognize. What's this? This is like a checklist to like let you know all the cards that you could potentially pull from the series. You got the Rangers, the Astros, Giants, the Reds, shutout leaders. Okay, that's for hockey. The Twins, strikeout leaders. Giants, the Reds. I gotta start going through this a little bit faster or we are gonna be here all night. But again, I don't want to like accidentally go past something that's all super crazy rare and valuable, and then everyone's like, why didn't you spend more time on that card? That's what we wanted to see. Well, because I had no idea. Braves. More rookies. Did they actually have individual rookie cards, or was it like so uncommon for rookie cards to like be seen as special that they just threw a bunch of rookies on old cards back in the 70s? That seems kind of like the case here. They didn't even give them their own card. Okay, we were like 12 minutes in and we were like barely even touching the surface of this, so got to pick up the pace without damaging anything. Okay, another one of those checklist cards. We've got more stuff from the Twins. Oh, okay, we got more hockey. The Bruins, Bob Gainey, Canadians, the Rockies, Robinson, first team All-Star. Good for him. Islanders. I have a friend who is a huge Islanders fan. Penguins. Ooh, what's that? That is Wacky Packages. No idea what that is for. Cardinals. Butch and Mets and Phillies. Ooh, the Pirates, that's a new one. And look at that. May the Force be with you. Use the Force, Luke. More Star Wars. And that's the thing I'm more excited about. And until I find something that is really crazy in here, that's my top excitement is probably going to be the Star Wars. Okay, we've got more Islanders. Pirates, White Sox. It is going to take a while to go through all these. Oh, Wayne's. I thought that said Wayne Gretzky for a second. I was like, Wayne Gretzky, I know that one. Bruins, Mike Ewan. Tigers. And more Star Wars. Okay, R2 and C3PO. C3PO. One of the scenes at the cantina, I believe. Sand people, oh no. Clark Grills and the Royals. Okay. Ooh, look at that, R2. In okay condition, I think. I don't know, what counts as okay condition for these cards? Okay, we've got the A's, more Star Wars. The movie just scenes, I feel like those are less exciting unless it's something like, you know, Darth Vader using force choke on someone. Things dramatic like that, but for the most part, I feel like the portraits are more interesting. Ooh, that car's not in good condition. With my luck, that'll be the really expensive one. Capitals. More Yankees. Phillies. Astros. More hockey. White Sox. Reds. More Yankees. Tom Esposito, I think. Okay, then we're going to go. We've got Adrian, Ted Simmons, Doug Jarvis, Dale Talon for the Blackhawks, Yankees, Andre Lawrence for the Red Wings, something that's like a commemorative card, I'm guessing. I do want to at least have them like face up so you can take a quick look. Does not help that they're all in just such mixed matched order. Ken Rogers, Rangers. Blue Jays. Another one of those like, oh, it's like a manager card. Okay, see when he played and then when he was like a manager of the team. That's kind of cool. At least, like, you know, I'm sure if you play a sport professionally like that, it's easier to have a manager and people who know what it's actually like to be a player. Tom Seaver. Doc Ellis, that's kind of interesting. He's got a signature, Dodgers, and another manager. Okay. Oh gosh, let's grab another big stack here. This looks like a lot of Star Wars. Star Wars? Yep. Star Wars. More Star Wars. Han Solo and Chewbacca. Some of my favorite duos in all of cinema. Because, I mean, how can you not? Everyone loves Chewie. Just let him win or he'll rip your arms off. Speaking of our Chewbacca, the Wookiee Chewbacca. R2 being pursued by Jawas. More scenes from the movie. Ooh, see, like, okay, this is what looks like a really cool card to me. You've got relatively good condition, I think, and it almost looks like it's a frame right from the movie reel. Try not to drop anything. Tusken Raiders. Solo and Chewie prepare to leave. Ah, yes, honoring the victors. There are quite a few cards in here. Oop, Tusken Raider. Or the Sand People, as they're also referred. Tusken Raider again. Ah, yes. Good luck, Luke. Okay, that's cool. They made a card of the actual rehearsal. Oh, that's the kind of, like, behind the scenes that I actually would enjoy finding, like, out more about, is just, like, watching the blooper reels of them, you know, sparring to get the sword or the saber fighting down for the movie. I feel like most people find that stuff intriguing. Oh, is this one of those other cards that someone actually cut out? I feel like that's not something you want to do. But we got Chewbacca there, so definitely not in good shape for grading or anything like that. I actually don't even know if you can get cards graded right now. Doesn't PSA have like some big, like big crazy backlog? So they've kind of like stopped grading cards. They've got like millions that are just like sitting there that they need to go through still. It's all the scalpers for Pokemon, I swear. They buy everything up, and then they try grading everything because they think it's gonna hold its value forever. And I mean, I don't know. I love Pokemon. I grew up with Pokemon. Pokemon is one of my favorite properties, just as it is most people's. But I really have not gotten into the Pokemon cards recently. I still have all of my Pokemon cards from when I was a kid. There's only one card at the moment that I had as a kid that I don't have that I really want again, and that is the Ancient Mew. The Ancient Mew, I remember getting it as like the promo for like the movie, and man, oh man, I really would like another one because it is basically my favorite design of any Pokemon card that I've seen. Okay, victory leaders. We are back here into more sports stuff. Lamar Johnson, Blue Jays, more of the managers. Twins, Dodgers. Oh, Minnesota North Stars. Gary Edwards. I actually feel like I've heard that name before. Ike Hampton, Bruce Kyson. Let's go here. Cardinals player. These are all like backwards. Can we bring those around? Okay. All right, we got some of those like cards with multiple people on them. Some more hockey. I find the hockey cards a little bit more interesting than the baseball, I think. Maybe because I once in a while actually watch a hockey game, and I don't know if I've ever watched a baseball game that I wasn't in person for. Stanley Cup Finals, 77-78. Canadians win third straight cup. That card's not in great condition, though. Yankees. White Sox. Jax Lamar. Or Lemaire, however it's pronounced. See, I should not even try to pronounce these names. I'm not going to get any of them right. But I mean, for being just in a box out at a garage sale there, not in as bad condition as you'd probably expect them to be in. But I mean, they seem to all be from around the, late 70s, 77, 78, 79. So, wonder what are the chase cards for different sports from that era? Is it Bernie Wolf, the goalie for the Capitals? Is he a chase card? The Chicago Blackhawks? How about Mike Sadek from the Giants? Okay, now I feel like we're finally making a little bit of a dent in here. Okay. I have to make some other piles because over the side there it's getting a little full. The Yankees. More Yankees. Cardinals. Jim Hunter, okay. Greg Nettles. Got some All-Stars cards. Reggie Jackson. Keith Hernandez. Joe Morgan. Tim Blackwell. Dusty Baker. Tito Fuentes. Again, trying to be as careful as I can with these. I always liked in like movies when the batters are swinging like a couple bats to, kind of get the muscle memory down. Or was there ever any really like benefit to swinging or practice swinging with multiple bats? Is it the whole idea of like if you're practice doing something that's more strenuous than when you do something less strenuous, your muscles, it gives you the illusion of it being easier. Yankees versus Dodgers, 4 straight in 1963. Is this actually a 1963 card? 1968? Interesting. Okay, maybe some of these cards are older than I thought. I thought this was all going to be late 70s. If there's some stuff from the, 60s in here, that's even more exciting. And then kind of a promotional card from 68 from Babe Ruth, who, yes, that is definitely a name I recognize. Anyone that's watched The Sandlot knows Babe Ruth. Sandlot movies, fantastic. If you have not watched them, go watch them. They are classics, especially for the summer. Man, I wish summer vacations were still like that. But yeah, I do think these are some older cards now. I'm a little bit even more excited because I don't know. I was kind of wondering if anything from the 70s was really worthwhile. Got some more Star Wars, but I mean, if there's stuff from the 60s, I know there's some cards from the 60s that are worth some money. And I feel like even at like $1.50 a piece, these are still, worth the $10 I paid for the whole box. Even just to have the Star Wars cards in my own collection. Oh, Wayne Steffson. I literally thought that, again, I thought that was Wayne Gretzky for a second. I got real excited. Fred Stanley with the Yankees. White Sox, Pirates, Cardinals. Okay, still so much more to go through. And again, we're like 30 minutes into this video already. Hopefully this is enjoyable for you guys. I feel bad. If I knew more about sports cards, then I could, you know, get excited and have more commentary to add in that's not just me rambling, because I don't think you want just a completely silent video of me going through sports cards, but at the same time, I can't discuss them too much just because I don't know much about them. Okay, we're gonna move that pile over. Rick Hampton, Dennis Hope, Blackhawks. Brewers. Now, when are these from? Are these from the 70s or? It's from, yeah, 79 again, so. Some of them are from the 60s, most of them are from the 70s. I do also have a little thing of some card sleeves, so that when I go through and see what's hopefully valuable, I can, you know, put them in a card sleeve to help better protect them. Al McAdam, Phillies. Leo Foster from the Mets. Giants card. Blue Jays. Phillies. Braves. See, and this is the other thing with these old cards. The centering was terrible. Like, see, on the edge here, you've got the orange, and then over here you don't. Like, it's all cut at an angle when it, like, came off the press. Because I think they printed these in, like, big sheets, like, with multiple cards on them, and then they sliced them all up, which I think is why the centering is such a big thing for, like, the grading. Pierre Mondou. Again, I'm sure I butchered that name. Come on, give me something I know. Give me like a. I'll take a Wayne Gretzky. That'd be pretty cool. Outfield Rusty. Mike Norris for the A's. Ooh, Caesar. That's a cool name. Mike Wallace. Mark Tremblay. Danny Gare. Okay, more hockey. Oh, there are duplicates. We've confirmed that. But I feel like anytime there's trading cards to collect, there's always going to be the cards that are much more common, that are going to have tons of duplicates, and then there's those chase cards that are rarer. But I feel like in the early days, the cards that ended up being valuable were the ones that weren't printed as much just because they weren't popular. They were like rookies that no one cared about at the time because they hadn't done anything yet. And then all of a sudden they do something crazy later on in their career, and then everyone wants their rookie card because they want to, you know, have something that shows that they were a fan from, you know, even before they did whatever impressive sports, you know, record they broke. See, if this was Pokemon cards, at least I'd be able to have more commentary on them. Really trying not to bend or damage the corners or anything. Well, this is gonna be a longer video. This is gonna be a longer video than I was expecting. It's already 35 minutes. Okay, John Ellis Rangers. Is this one of the older cards? It's 77, so not quite. Dave Lewis, Islanders. Another Greg Shepard. I know we've gotten that card, I believe, at least one other time in here. Stolen base leaders. Twins, White Sox, Pirates, Rangers, Butch Goring with the Kings. Like, as you can see there, the cards are in relatively good shape. And I still want to know why they were just sitting in this box while the newer stuff was all nicely put into binders. JP. Wolf Nilsson. Ted Bully for Blackhawks. I feel like that's a new one we haven't seen. But yeah, I see sports cards a lot. I don't feel like I rarely ever come across the older sports cards. I feel like they're, you know, whenever you're out garage selling, there's those items that certain people collect that they go out specifically hunting for, and if they come across other stuff, then they'll pick it up. But they kind of have the specifics that they, you know, are hoping to come across. I started that with watches. I collect, you know, I still do collect watches, mostly mechanical, like the ones with all the springs and gears you gotta like wind up and everything. I started collecting those, and they get really expensive, so I was garage selling for a while to add some to my collection. And then over time, I added, you know, video games and other stuff that I started collecting, obviously, here in the game room. And from there, it's just I keep learning about cool things that I then keep an eye out for when I'm garage selling. The newest one being CDs and audio equipment. If you've seen a couple of my previous videos, I've been getting really into some of that, so it's been fun. Plus, you get that little kick of dopamine when you're out and you find something really cool that you don't have to spend a ton of money on. It's always a good time. New York Rangers. Ooh. Is this a sticker? This is not a card. It's like a deviled ham promotional sticker? I kind of like this more than half these cards, to be honest. It's just different. That's cool. Where did that even come from? Why is that here? Semifinal Stanley Cup. Wayne Dillon, Rangers. Where's Wayne Gretzky? Terry Martin, Gilbert, Dave Lewis. Ooh. Mike Bossy sets record for goals by a rookie. Good for him. Dave Lewis, if I could think again. Dave Forbes. Greg Paulus or Polis. Okay, Tigers, Blue Rays, White Sox, Dave Johnson. Still don't really recognize any of these guys. These look like they're all around. And let me know what I can do for these in like future videos. If there's something else I can do when I'm looking through these, or if you want me to break them up into smaller videos, or things like that. Or if you want me to go through them ahead of time so that you're not seeing them with me for the first time. But I kind of feel like that defeats half the fun, is, you clicking on the video and seeing this stack of, cards, this unknown that could have who knows what treasure. And that's half the fun, is going through and seeing what we find. And I feel like if I just go through ahead of time, then, that kind of spoils the fun for you in a way. So you don't get to have kind of the live reaction. Because, let me tell you, I'm going to be pretty excited if I find one of those cards that I know is, or at least one of the players that I know is pretty, popular or valuable. Even though I'm sure they had non-rookie cards after they became popular that were very common. Or maybe they didn't. I don't know. Is that more of a newer thing that they do with cards? Another Greg Paulus. I know that we definitely saw that card before. Rangers. Detroit Red Wings. Yeah, I'm going to have to go through these basically, I think, with one of those scanning apps, like price charting. Oh, there's another one of the ones where he sets the goals. So I'm guessing this is not a super rare card. Or maybe it's the most rare card and we have two of them. That would be something. Okay, we are finally getting pretty close to the end here. Gotta wrap this up. This is, how many cards even is it? This is probably at least a few hundred. Ron, Ken. All right, come on, we can wrap this up here without taking another 10 minutes of our time. Again, trying not to be too hasty because I don't want to damage any of the cards. I'm sure there's some of you that are like, oh, there's oil on your fingers that are going to ruin the card and it's going to soak in and damage something about it and that'll ruin the value. And I don't even know if any of this is worth anything. I know some of them can be, and that's about the extent of my knowledge, as I've tried to make perfectly clear. Most valued player, 1965, 25 years of Topps baseball cards, 1951 to 1975. Very cool. Bobby. Tigers. McWillis. Paul Gar. I feel like I recognize that name too. Fred Stanley. What's this one? Don Murdoch. Why is this a different style of card? These like smaller cards. They're like more rounded. And then we've got, what the heck happened there? Someone drawn it? Daryl Sittler. Sabres. Rick Martin. Bob Gary. Gene Carr. Tom Adur. Bob McClure. Another Caesar. Or Kaiser for our Fallout fans. Great set of games. The show has been pretty entertaining too, so I'm happy with that. Haven't had a lot of time to play video games lately. When the weather is nice, you just want to spend your time out when you've got nice weather, I think, instead of indoors playing video games, and then we can play all the video games we want during the winter. Okay, we are in the final stretch here. All right, we can do this. We can get through them all. See, this is if I was a streamer, this is the kind of thing that I think having a stream would be more appropriate for, because then people could be in the comments like while we're live going through it, telling me what they think. But then I also feel like people would just be trolling, saying like, no, that card too. You gotta put all of them in the little like cases. They're not even the good ones. They're just like the basic ones I had lying around from days of, I think I had them from back when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily. Ron again. Fred. Mike. Jeff. Rick. Jim. Errol? Rick. Alan. And Dennis. Here's another one of those like kind of cut cards. Dennis. Another Dennis. Oh. Okay. Again, trying not to damage these in any way. But we do have to get them out and get through them. And I think at this point we're probably not going to find anything that I really recognize. So no Wayne Gretzky's or whatever other cards I'd mentioned that are historically valuable, or at least more common knowledge valuable. And I don't even know if all of them really are, or if it's like the grade that certain ones get, because grading has become such a thing in any kind of trading card. I don't want to like miss one, or because with my luck, the one that I barely show you guys is going to be the one that you were like, why didn't you focus on that more? I wanted to see that rare card. Assist leaders, good for them. Yankees, ooh. Fields, 1,000. Bats, 400. Omar. Okay. Can we get all the rest of these safely in one pile to go through? I think we can. All right. Boom. The very last of the cards. Let's go through these, and then, like I said, I'll do some research, and if there's anything interesting in here, I'll have a little clip going over it after the fact. You know what? Hopefully a lot of these are valuable. Even if these were just like worth like $1 a card, I feel like that would still be a pretty valuable, you know, set of cards. Because again, I'm only in $10 into this, so. But regardless, we've got some cool Star Wars cards, so can always add those to the collection. The thing that drew my eye to this to begin with, because I've never really had a desire to buy sports cards. Cardinals. And the last one. Mike Hegan, you're our last card. Well, there we go. That is the box. I'm sure you're yelling and screaming and commenting below, and I cannot wait to read those comments. Well, a final little recap here. I did end up taking the cards to a few sports card shops to get some opinions. A few didn't really do vintage, and then others kind of went through them. And the consensus was really that there wasn't anything too special, unfortunately, but we kind of expected that. That's the nature of going through collections of sports cards like that. So nothing crazy expensive, nothing super valuable. But because the cards were all from the 70s, though they did have some value for collectors that were trying to complete sets, so I did end up selling all of it for a grand total of $50. There was a local game store that was very upfront with me. They went through everything, and they kind of gave me, you know, the price of what they're going to make out of it. They said they'll probably make $200 to $300 on the lot, and they offered me $50. And I thought about it, and after thinking, I thought, you know what? I only paid $10. I'm getting that money back plus a little extra. I get to keep the Star Wars cards for myself, and then I can roll that rest of that money into other stuff we'll find out for the collection going forward. So all in all, I'm pretty happy. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know. And the next video will actually have a different collection that I purchased from a garage sale, which is actually retro 80s, mostly 80s, toys. So stay tuned.